So this is where Connex's offices are. Basic fun. There is a giant Ferris wheel. That is a 8-foot tall Ferris wheel because the ceiling is 8 feet 1.
So this one actually was done for the Paris Toy Fair back in 2016, and what was kind of funny is that I actually built it in red, white, and blue like the standard K'NEX colors. And so again, Joe comes along and says, you know what, I really think we should do these in specialty colors. So I'm like, okay, so we get them made up, you know, we're getting everything put together, this is done, and he goes, I really don't like that color. You know what, just keep the regular one. So we ended up sending that one, and then this was actually Joe's Christmas tree for like a year.
So all the pieces are color coded. This is the first time I've seen these pieces in person. So that's pretty cool.
So the London Eye.
London Eye, Golden
and then
Gate.
You've got the Golden Gate.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that one actually was, that one was just a prototype. It was kind of like sold like the 6-foot Ferris wheel.
Wow.
Where, you know, it came with like 9,000 parts and you put it together.
Did it have the clock face on it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it came
And it
with
works.
it. And so, yeah, it was a really...
This is my office, so I know it works. Can we put it on so that we hear it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can actually see it here. There's just a DC motor powered by battery, and what it does is it actually flips that cam, and then that's what causes it to shift back and forth.
Wow.
That's cool. I haven't ever seen this done. Was this just to help secure it?
Oh no, that was
Like
just
the
totally
wrap?
decorative.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like the spiral.
I like the color scheme too.
These
These are huge. These must be 8 feet tall as well.
So what's the story on this one, John?
This one, Mike Klitsch, a designer back from actually the 90s, he ended up coming up with this design, and it was great for display. The big thing is that it's a little complicated in terms of the mechanism and getting all the forces to work out.
Yeah.
So these would actually kind of shred to pieces when we would put them in stores. So then I did some adjustments on this guy so that way, you know, we could turn it on periodically and it would work well.
Okay.
So
But then, because we have like the boom ride, that is 3-in-1, like, but it's a very simplified version of it.
And so we made like an elongated U display where you could actually walk in and then you're surrounded by these giant models, which is cool.
Well, you needed to do what Luke did, and you put a hot tub in the middle.
I'd be fine with that.
This is so aesthetically pleasing. How do these are these sold anywhere? The brown.
Believe it or no, they're not. We ran those specifically for we had a Liberty Bell display in Philadelphia. And so the bell was like the yellow gold and then the yoke on top was brown. And so they ran those colors for that. We had a whole bunch left over and said, all right, let's do it for this. Yeah. That one's more rigid, and so you would tend to see those used more for axles or drive components more than anything.
It even has a transfer check.
Also Toy Fair?
This would have been Toy Fair 2017 in New York. This was actually when we were celebrating our 25th anniversary, and we said, all right, let's do a tribute to New York.
Oh, and then it goes underneath.
Yep. look here, there's actually a steel thread coupling right there. So these cables disconnect, and then this whole thing splits in 2 sections.
Okay.
And I said, I'll give you a crane. And so I ended up actually building this guy here. I built it so that way it's actually controllable. I took one of these guys, and so it is fully functional for the most part.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, this is the classic area here. This was probably one of my first Connect sets ever I
Is
ever
it?
had. Yep.
Which one is
The
it?
Big Ball Factory.
Big Ball Factory came out in 1995 or 4. 94, 95.
You were 5, John.
I was 5, yeah.
Oh my god.
And then obviously that one.
Yep, obviously the
There's the
Screaming
star of the
Serpent.
show.
That is the star of the show.
Oh, and it's still working.
Still working.
This was the original set.
Oh, and then you know what?
Wasn't this one of your favorites?
Oh yeah, that speaker was ahead of its time.
Oh, it absolutely was.
So tell me what you liked about it, Luke.
Well, so recently I spent like months looking for any sort of automatic speaker with the sensor, and the only speakers that I can find are ones for old people to remind them to do things, and those the what's it called, the motion sensor is too far. Like it senses like 5 feet away, so I have to put tape over it and make sure that it only senses a certain area.
Yeah.
Whereas that sensor was perfect.